Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs. This is ReNDoG coming at you from the plateau tops of the lush Mesa Biome in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. In the previous episode, we were working on a corridor leading to our storage facility in our hillock base, and in this episode, my friends, we are returning to the Mobilisa project to get cracking on one of the final pieces of work that we need to complete before we can open up that mini game to the public. It is going to be absolutely sweet-tastic, my friends. I hope you have a tasty beverage. I hope you have a crunchy snack, because it's time to play some Minecraft with your dog. And let me tell you something, my friends, it is a dark, gloomy, and rainy day in England today. I got myself a delicious cup of rooibos tea. Give me 1 second. And I'm ready to play some Minecraft with you fun people out there. And let's crack today's episode off with a little bit of good news. Look at this. Scar's landscaping and terraforming services have arrived. Oh baby, this truck is carrying a living tree and a bunch of resources, which is amazing. Look at this. A bunch of trees and some ferns and whatnot. And it looks like Scar is ready to begin his bit of contract work here at the lush Mesa Biome. Of course, a few episodes ago, I hired Scar to add trees and terraformification to anywhere that you see a yellow pylon around my lush Mesa base over here. And he is going to do an absolutely amazing job, basically transforming this place into something that I can only imagine is going to be absolutely beautiful, man. So I cannot wait to see what Scar does here in the lush Mesa. There he is, just chilling in his truck, having a cup of coffee, I guess, getting ready to get cracking, because, wow, there is a lot of work for Scar to do around here. And of course, we're going to have to pay him pretty good for his services. And in that episode, I did ask you what you guys think is fair for us to pay Scar. And I think that we are looking at something like 120 to 140 diamonds for Scar's services. And as you guys know, we're currently running pretty low on diamond action. So I'm going to have to find a way to get some more diamonds before Scar finishes his work. There's no ways we can let the man finish his work and not pay him on time. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. Take a look at this. This is new, looking very nice. A bridge over from the blue residential district over there to the yellow industrial district. So that's very awesome. I wonder who threw this bad boy up. It's very nice. We actually do need to get a few more bridges in place. I think that for the majority of the season, there has just been a cobblestone bridge that links these two plateau areas. And I think I installed that cobblestone bridge myself in episode 2 or something. So very nice to see that it has been upgraded to something gorgeous here in the Blue District. Very nice. Now, before we head over to the Mobilisa project, my friends, there is a little bit of work I want to do in my base. In the previous episode, we purchased for ourselves a fresh new pair of elytra. And I want to get these elytras, or this pair of elytras, sorted and added to my base. And here it is, a beautiful elytra. Let's move Moses II out of there. I'm going to put Unbreaking 3 and Mending onto it, of course. And that's going to keep that bad boy a-running forever, basically. It's never going to run out of durability. So that is fantastic. Let's get some Mending on that sucker. Beautiful. And I want to stick this pair of elytra somewhere in my base. And this makes me very happy knowing that I have a backup set of elytra, because I'm probably going to die at some point. Let's line it up with the dragon head over there. I think that's a pretty cool spot to put it. We'll put it up there. Boom! Backup elytra now in the base. Absolutely amazing. It actually looks really cool up there. I like that, man. I like that. So, when we die in lava, and let's face it, it's going to happen. When we die in lava, we now have a set of backup elytra that we can fall on, which is amazing. I also want to start creating for myself a backup set of diamond armor too. But we need to freaking keep those diamonds, man. We've got a lot of money to be sending Good Times with Scar in a moment, or in a few weeks' time, I suppose. But guys, I want to tell you some really awesome news. If you haven't checked it out yet, Scar and I played in the UHC Season 11, Hermitcraft UHC Season 11 together. We were Team Skardog, and man, we had an absolutely great time together. And I think we did pretty freaking well, if I'm honest with you guys. And that series is up on both mine and Scar's channel at the moment. So if you want to go and check out Hermitcraft UHC Season 11 and watch the Skardog in action, check out the link in the description box below. And it was a lot of fun playing with Scar, man. He's such an awesome person, and we had such a great time together. It was fan-freaking-tastic. Speaking about action, Look at what the ReNDoG has done. I've been hard at work, my friends, off camera, listening to some radio, spending some hours playing some Minecraft on the Hermitcraft server, and I have successfully added the return line for the Mesa Biome Speedway. We can now get back and forth between the Mesa Biome without any problems, and that is absolutely awesome. I'm so very, very happy with this. It took me forever. My eyes were doing weird things by the time I finished off this particular line. I don't know, it was weird, man. When I looked away from the screen, everything was like moving and warping because I was placing so many blocks down in exactly the same pattern over and over again. It kind of, I don't know, it kind of hypnotized my eyeballs, man. It was a little bit scary, actually. But as you can see, it's been laid down and it is functioning. We can now get back and forth between the Mesa Biome project in just a few seconds, which is absolutely amazing. I've asked Iskal to help me out with the actual entry mechanic here for our Speedway, and we'll probably do an episode together on that where we figure out a way for Hermits to get in and out of the minecarts automatically, and for the minecarts to be collected automatically also at the end of this thing. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. Of course, we can't open the doors of the Mesa Biome if our Speedway is not complete. We want anybody who comes to the Mesa Biome to have a fantastic experience from the very first moment they enter the Speedway to the final moment that they battle here in the Mesa Biome. We want them to have a great time. And yeah, that Speedway needs to be completed. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that I need to show you. Man, there is so much that has happened here since we were last together. I've been working a lot off camera the last couple of days, my friends. I must say, it's been absolutely awesome. I have now pretty much migrated all of the materials down here into our little Mesa Biome workstation that Iskal put together for us. Looks really cool, right? Absolutely amazing. And I basically have shifted a ridiculous amount of stone from the mountainside that we cut down. And the very good news is that I have managed to shave this mountain down to pretty much nothing and got a ridiculous amount of stone in the process. Have a look at this. Yep, this has been all me, baby. I've cut down this entire mountain. That shows you there how high it actually was, which is pretty ridiculous. I hope that's going to be low enough, but we will see when we take down this giant wall over here. We basically don't want to see that mountain from the lanes of the Mesa Biome. What else can I show you around here? There has been a little bit more progress work that has been done. Let's just ender pearl over into our lane over here. Oh yes, I worked on the actual platform a little bit, which looks pretty awesome now. I try to make it as simple as possible using slabs so that players don't have to jump to get up here. And I think that turned out pretty good. Look at that, man. Absolutely beautiful. So this is, of course, where we're going to be taking this control point. And I've added some cliff faces here too out of stone. I wanted to make it almost look like a little bit of a mountain or something like that, that you sort of run on when you come up and down the lane. So that looks pretty badass. I like it. I like it. Still a little bit of detail work to be done. I've added some detail into the towers also, which is something that you guys have been asking me to do for a long, long time. So that's now done. Our lane is looking absolutely gorgeous. Plus, I've been working a little bit on this cave secret passageway that we worked on a couple of episodes ago. I've got most of the foundation in now. We just need to do the detail work to get it looking good, but it's looking pretty sweet and I like it, man. And this is, of course, the secret passageway that connects the two lanes of the Mesa Biome together, and that's looking absolutely fantastic. So lots of work has been done around here. Very, very happy with how it's all turning out. But today, my friends, we are going to be focusing on a very important part of this game, and that is going to be the spawning area for this side, for the good side, for the good lane. And that is what is going on around here. And as you can see, it is looking pretty janktastic. We have got a ton of work to do to get this thing functioning. Now, let's pop over quickly to Iskal's lane to get an idea of what we need to create today. And for those of you guys who are perhaps new to the series, hi, welcome. I know there's a bunch of new people here who are not watching the previous episodes, which makes me freaking angry, man. I'm gonna shove this ender pearl directly up your butthole, and then you're gonna be transported to God knows where if you don't watch the previous episodes. I mean, seriously, who jumps into a series 66 episodes in without watching anything before? I mean, honestly, who throws a shoe, man? But seriously, go watch the previous episodes so that you know what's going on around here. So let's take a look at what Iskal has done in his spawning area of the Mobilisa, and we're going to need to replicate this on our side of the lane in the style of the elves and the humans, I guess. So it's going to be a very interesting and very scary project, I guess, because there is a lot of redstone involved here, and Iskal's probably going to have to help me with some of it, but I'm going to do my absolute best to do it. Essentially, what we have here in the spawning area is 4 different chambers. In these chambers, the players are going to be spawning. So when you start a game of the Mobilisa, you're going to sleep in this bed, and this is where you're going to respawn when you die. And when you respawn here, you'll be able to purchase items, you'll be able to unlock upgrades, and so on and so forth. We're going to get into the detail of this in the next couple of episodes. But once you have got yourself kitted out, you can then leave your chamber down here, and you can get back into the action and start fighting again. And these chambers are all exactly the same. There's 4 of them because there are 4 classes in our Mobilisa game. And that is the kind of thing that we need to figure out what we're going to do for our spawning area. Oh, there's another very important part of this too. There is a passageway here that leads to a secret entrance that travels between the 2 lanes. This is kind of like another shortcut that will take us directly from the bad lane into the good lane, and this is going to be triggered. There's going to be a gate over here that triggers when you capture the end point of the Mobilisa, or the neutral point rather. So let's see, can we get up here? Oh, I think I broke this translocator at some point, so that's a burp. But if we climb ourselves out here, we should climb directly into our lane of the Mobilisa. Yeah, there we go. So that is a secret passageway that we also need to work on, and that is pretty much what we need to replicate on our side here in the spawning area. We're going to have to come up with some sort of really cool looking sort of central area, and then we need to come up with the 4 chambers, and we're going to need to create that sort of secret passageway that runs underneath the game that we can unlock by capturing the end point of the Mobilisa, which is that point over there. So lots and lots of work to do. Now I've got a pretty cool idea for what I want to do with this area. Now I think the best way to come up with a sweet ass design for our spawning area that is going to suit what we are doing here in our lane of the Mobilisa is to have a little bit of a chat about the lore that we have been developing over here. Essentially, we have got a little bit of an alliance brewing between the elves who live in this beautiful grove and the humans who live in the spawning area. The humans are currently mining out lapis lazuli crystals from the lazuli mine cave at the end of the lane, and they are supplying the elves with those crystals, who are using the crystals for some magical jazz, for all of their ruins and magical spells and all that sweet stuff that they do. The evil side over here, the undead and the orcs, are desperately trying to capture this lazuli cave for themselves so that they can harness the power of those crystals. So that is essentially the lore of what we've got going on over here, and I think that taking that in mind, what we could do in our spawning area is create a beautiful human town, a mining town, I suppose, that will be supplying the workers for the lapis lazuli mining cave thingy over there. So here's what I'm thinking. Each of the 4 different spawning chambers could be a different house or a different building, and what we could have in the center here is an amphitheater of some kind, or a town center, I guess, with perhaps a fountain or something in the middle, and down here could be a cellar, for example, that leads into the secret passageway. So we're going to work on a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of a human village, I guess, and I think that's going to turn out real cool. So we'll have 2 houses on either side of this amphitheater where the spawning chambers will be, and then perhaps back here we'll have a town hall or something like that, so that as you run into the spawning area, it looks really sweet. And yeah, I think that's going to work out pretty good. So let me get some foundation blocks down, my friends. I'll be back with you in a second, and yeah, then we can talk a little bit more about the design itself. Welcome back, Cyberdogs. I've spent the last 15 minutes or so just staring at this space, trying to figure out what we are going to do. Does this ever happen to you in Minecraft, where your brain just can't kick in? You kind of know what you want to do, but it's just not coming together in the old noggin. That's kind of happening to me, man. So I decided to get back to basics for this one. I've isolated the very center of our spawning area over here, which is this block here. And what I'm trying to do is sort of build a town center around it. And what I'm trying to create is a sort of amphitheater design. I thought that could be pretty cool. So I'm creating a little bit of an octagon at the very center of the spawning area. And eventually what I'd like to do is for it to start going upwards, right? So a little something like this, I guess, could be pretty cool. Let's get all of that laid down. Now, the reason I chopped down, or one of the reasons I chopped down that mountain was to get a butt ton of stone. Because I think if we're going to do something like this, we're going to need a ridiculous amount of slabbage. So a great thing has been done spending hours cutting down a mountain, because I think it's going to help us quite a lot. So check it out. That could actually work out pretty good if we lay down a few more foundation blocks over here just to get a feel of what it might look like. Something like that. Now, the tricky part is going to get it to look like it's a sort of circular amphitheater, I suppose. But, you know, we could just do a bit of experimenting with that, and that should work out pretty good. Now, what I've also done is I've lowered the floor of our spawning area by 1 block, and that is because I want the surface to be as much slabbage as possible to minimize the spawning within the spawning area so that players don't get dinged by skeletons or creepers or any other sort of mobbage while they are respawning here in this area. And I reckon I'm pretty lucky that I get to use slabbage. Unfortunately, Iskall on the other side, he's using clay and sand and stuff, so he doesn't get to use some slabs. Very big design challenge for him, but I think he's done an outstanding job on his side of the lane. We have it a little bit easier, you know. We've got slabs, we've got stairs, we've got leaves, we've got grass, vines, we've got all of this beautiful stuff to work with. So yeah, I'm not complaining. So that's actually looking, I reckon that could work out pretty good. Let me try and see if I can get this in a sort of circular fashion around the center here. And yeah, then we'll have a look. Hopefully it's going to turn out sweet. Let me get some more tea though, to try and get my brain kicked in. Come on, brain, you can do it. Ladies and gents, no need to panic. The ReNDoG brain is starting to kick in now. As you can see, we've got, well, something to look at. I've shifted the beacon over here from behind the mountain because I've been going through a number of different designs, and I need to be able to break these slabs pretty quickly so that I can sort of brainstorm what I'm doing over here. But I think I've figured out a little bit of a something here. A little bit of a something, I guess, is not quite anything, but yeah, the amphitheater. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what the brain is trying to do anyway. The brain and the fingers are trying to work together to get some sort of an amphitheater design going. I'm not sure if it's actually working out, but I feel like we're making progress. I have laid down pretty much a giant staircase of slabbage, I guess is one way to put it, and I guess it probably wouldn't be on this side because it's going to be the exit, so let's get rid of this. But it's coming together, I think. Now what I want to try and figure out is if I can actually get an amphitheater feeling going on over here. Let's place down a few more of these stairs behind this level, and hopefully it's going to come together. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what is up with my brain today. It might be the weather. It's super gloomy in England today. Very, very cold, a little bit rainy, a little bit moist, a little bit damp. That might be dampening the brain, so to speak. But hopefully this is going to come together. Let's just add another couple of layers. So I kind of want these stairs to be 2 blocks thick, because that's, I guess, what an amphitheater looks like. So let's do a little bit of this. Let's get the second layer down also behind this one. It's going to be 2 layers thick like this, and hopefully that's going to come together. I guess what we should probably try and do is figure out where the houses are going to be, the houses for the spawning chambers. That might help to bring this whole thing together a little bit. But let's get these final amphitheatral stairs completed, and then we can take a look from a distance. Let's have a look. How does that look? That's starting to, that's coming together, isn't it? Let's have a look from up here. Actually, that is not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Okay, I can feel the inspiration kicking in. Let me get the rest of the slabbage down, my friends, then we'll take another look. This day just got a whole lot better for the ReNDoG, my friends. Guess who is back in town, back on the server, and back in one freaking piece from Minecon 2016. It is none other than my brother from a Swedish freaking mama. Iskall85. Nice to have him back, man. And yeah, can't wait to get cracking with Iskall on the Mobilisa project. We're going to do some videos together pretty soon to get this bad boy finished off. Now, guys, in case you missed the madness over the weekend, the Hermits were at Minecon 2016, or a few of them were anyway, and we managed to get a pretty awesome stream thing going on. Their panel was supposed to be streamed from Minecon officially, but I don't know what happened, and the Minecon stream for the Hermitcraft panel got cancelled. However, an amazing human being called the Skizzleman decided to stream the panel from his phone, and I streamed that stream from my Twitch channel, and essentially we made a little bit of Hermitcraft history this weekend. And if you guys missed that stream, I'm going to stick the link for you guys in the description box below. Go and check it out, man. Iskal was on the panel along with a whole bunch of the other Hermits that were at Minecon, and it was absolutely amazing. The guys did such an amazing job. So proud of them, man. Making Hermitcraft history, making us all proud. It was so awesome. Anyway, I have been pretty hard at work on this little amphitheater that you can see over here. In the meantime, killing some cows to get some food going, because I've been running out of chicken. It's been going pretty quickly. But check it out. It's starting to come together real nice. I like it. I like it. I've sort of built it up all the way around so that we could get an idea of how it works. I kind of like how it's turned out on this side. I might just keep it this way, and we'll just make some staircases or something like that going from the lane up into the amphitheater itself. But check it out. I think it's looking pretty cool. Now, the next thing that I want to do is try and work out where the houses are going to go for the spawning chambers, essentially. Like, where are we going to be putting these houses? And let's do a little bit of foundation work here for the final part of the episode. And in the next couple of episodes, we're going to finish this off together. But guys, now is your chance to help me out with some suggestions, some comments. How are you guys feeling about this amphitheater design? Is it floating your boat? Is it working for you? If it's not working for you, man, now is your chance to let me know. And if you guys have got any sweet ideas for this amphitheater, any sort of, I don't know, concepts that you would like to see, hit me up on Twitter with some drawings or some, ideas, whatever. Twitter is the place to do it. Or, of course, in the comment section of this video too. I'll be keeping my eyeballs open to see what you guys come up with. But let's get a couple of foundation blocks in place here. Let's start off on this side. Now, we need 2 different spawning chambers on either side of our amphitheater. Let's use some red clay for this. And looking at the size of the amphitheater exit at the top here, we are pretty much working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we kind of want the exit for the one room to be over here, I guess, on this side, and the other exit to be over here. So player 1 will come out of here, player 2 will come out of here. So that gives us not a lot of space to work with, to be honest, with the size of these houses. I guess what we're going to have to do is make the houses go in this direction and this direction rather than in the middle. So that could work out pretty good, although that feels like a pretty decent size for the different spawning chambers. Thank you, Biffmeister. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's go to the other side too. I guess, I suppose that's not a lot of space. We could expand the rooms in both directions though. Let's head over to the other side, see if we can get the other 2 rooms installed. Oh man, I'm actually getting a large amount of inspiration kicking in for this now. I think this is going to turn out real nice. The only thing that I'm worried about is that the amphitheater might be a little bit too big in its current design. I think we might need to shrink it a little bit, thinking about what Iskal's side looked like. We got to try and make the sides as... It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, but it does have to be pretty much symmetrical, because we, of course, it's all about run distance, right? So if this player spawns over here, he needs to be able to get into the lane at pretty much the same rate as the player on the other side of the lane does, so that, it's as balanced a game as it could possibly be. But we'll deal with all of that balancing stuff a little bit later on, once we've got a little bit more foundation work in place here. So this is looking pretty decent. I like it. All right, guys, the inspiration is kicking in. ReNDoG's brain is back to business, and I have a pretty good idea of how I want to make this place, and hopefully you guys will come at me with a few awesome ideas, and together we can get this place looking absolutely snaztastic, baby. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to carry on working off camera on this, get a few more foundations down. I want to get a bit more foundation at the back there. We'll have like a town hall or something like that. But so far, I like the way this is turning out, my friends. It is beautiful. Now, thank you very much for watching this episode, my friends. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope to see you in the next episode when we're going to be bringing this spawning area to life. Oh, baby, it is going to be absolutely awesome. My name's been ReNDoG, playing Hermitcraft, well, Minecraft from the Hermitcraft server. All right, the brain's gone back to sleep. We'll see you all in the next episode.